And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to, well, I don't really know where we go. Yes, I do. We're here field side at on the campus of Turlings Catholic, where it is homecoming week, and we are bringing you the Michael Courville Show here live. A lot of action going. Coach, let's just jump into it. Welcome aboard, Coach Michael Courville. 6-0, big win on the weekend.
Yeah, thanks,
that was a great one. We'll get into that in a minute, but what the heck is going on back here behind us?
Yeah, you know, Doug, homecoming week is certainly a little different than it was when I was in school. We have a powder puff tournament going on all day.
They said it was the first ever.
Okay,
this one?
That's news to me.
Yeah.
But they have all grades. I think there was two all-girls teams per grade, and they're having like a little round-robin tournament here on the game field, kind of kicking off homecoming week here at Turlings Catholic.
This is just awesome. So take me through some of the things that go on during the week, when the parade is, what the activities are, and that type of stuff.
Yeah, you know, Thursday's kind of our big night here. We have a bonfire. We have a couple bands playing. I have a homecoming pep rally on Thursday night.
How are we not doing the show here Thursday? What the heck? I know, probably, right. Never mind.
Yeah. See, you like to pick. You like to pick. He likes to start it. But no, Thursday's kind of the big night. Obviously, Friday we have a homecoming mass. Have a lot of alumni back. Really excited. It's our 70th year as a high school, so this year we're having all of our previous homecoming queens honored before the game.
I saw that 1955. Is that or
yes, 1955 when the school was started and founded by Father Turlings, and you know, strong and a great school here today, 70 years later.
Look, that's just that's awesome to see. This type of, I mean, the crowd out for this too. I love seeing the crowd that's out here. Tell me about how the crowd was Friday night. They traveled well with you guys over there, right?
You know, we always do. We traveled very well to Rain High. It was actually their homecoming, so it was a pretty good crowd on both sides of the field. You know, we went off to a hot start and kind of helped us, you know, maintain that momentum, obviously. But it was a wonderful crowd. Our fan support.
You're getting a good look here too as we go as we go crowd side looking there. So there's a good crowd that's made it out here for this.
Absolutely, we have a lot of students here. You know, we have a lot of my players here. You know, refereeing or coaching. It's really a fun environment. You know, they have all kind of different activities for the kids, and it really is a special week here at Turlings.
Look, here's what we need to do then. Between some of the games or however it is, we need to get some of those players up here, and let's visit with them a little bit about just what goes on in this powder puff, how the practices have went, and those type of things.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, let's jump into that game, and it was boy, it was over from the start. It looked like you guys came out and really dominated in that one. I think you give up less than 50 yards, less than 30 yards in the game.
Yeah, we Rain had 21 yards of offense, something that we're certainly proud of. Really proud of Coach Bardavid, proud of the defensive guys. You mentioned a fast start. They had the ball first, and we stopped them on a 4th and 1 on their own 20, and that kind of set the tone for the game.
That's what we said. I was like, look, you're going for, and I understand why, because they make no bones about it. They were heavy underdogs in this game, and that's the kind of stuff you have to steal possessions in games like that. But I don't know that you go for it on 4th and 1 right inside from your, what was it, the 18-yard line?
Yeah, 18 or 19. You know, I mean, that was coach's decision. Sometimes, you know, hey, you might feel as if, you know, you got to take some chances. You know, I thought if you're going to do that, obviously you have some confidence in your team. And, you know, we just had a really good push. Our guys were just under their pads, and our defensive line really came to play Friday night, and, you know, that was really the start from right there.
And it looked like Alex back to doing what he does, running the football around very well, taking the opportunities when he had them on there too. Speak to just the poise of Alex Munoz and what he's done this season.
Yeah, you know, Alex had 3 rushing touchdowns on the first quarter alone. Special player, special talent. You know, he's a coach's kid. He acts like it. He plays like it.
Right.
You know, he's just very, you know, I guess his football IQ is very high, let's say that. You know, and he's just done what he's needed to do all year, and he just kind of was an extra special Friday night with his legs.
Look, and then in the names, as I'm watching through and putting the highlight video together and all those, you're hearing the names that you're used to hearing on there too, of your AJ Price and Viator and EDB right off the bat. I think he gets a touchdown in the first quarter as well.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was a really nice job of Alex getting the ball to all our guys. You know, Nick Celestine had a great game. You mentioned Viator.
Oh, look, Celestine, yeah, well, let's get into him real quick, too, just to talk about, and then we'll get back to the other guys. And, look, I see him going after. He is a weapon on there that changes the entire dynamics of the game.
Right. You know, he's a speed threat. He's a deep threat. You know, coming off of an ACL injury last season, it's kind of taken some time to get him back at 100%, but he's really getting his stride as of late. And it's critical, this part of the district getting into the playoffs here pretty soon, that Nick's at 100%. And we certainly feel like he is. He's been making some big-time plays. Go back to Como, first play of the game. We actually ran the same play after the onside kick. Friday night didn't quite convert, but it's there, and we're really seeing Nick flash, and something that we're certainly really excited for.
Look, all right, so now some of the other players that we talked about, and in there, it just you started hearing names too in that second half that we hadn't heard before. So it gave you a good opportunity to get some of these younger guys into some meaningful games.
Right. I thought both quarterbacks got in and did a great job as far as Austin Calandra, who's a junior, and Will Fonda, who's a sophomore. Both guys handled the game and really did what we needed to do to come out, victorious and kept the ball moving. Was really proud of the second defensive unit really getting in there and doing a good job. I was really proud of Colin Meir. Colin Meir is a senior who's primarily our deep snapper. He's an outside backer safety. But when he got a chance to really play defense Friday night, he really flashed.
Right.
So it was a great all-around effort from all our kids, and certainly really proud of them to handle business the way we did.
Here's what I liked that I took out of it, too, is that these younger guys weren't in there just handing the ball off. Because the clock's running the second. Oh, we got a tackle made right there. All right. You see the action going on here behind us. I can't point to the screen. That doesn't do any good. So right there behind us, that powder puff game that's going on. Coach, look, there's a couple of players that throw the ball pretty well there, too. Yeah. I know Alex is a senior.
Yeah, we got some girls out there throwing it. We got Coach Olivier, who's our right guard, coaching them up. Carson LeBlanc, who's another kid that played well as our third corner. But yeah, we got some. Girls athletics here really is probably better than male through the history of the school. We've had a tremendous softball program. Our volleyball team, as we've already highlighted.
8 in a row.
In a row
there for a while.
Point. We really have phenomenal female athletes here at Torrance Catholic, and they're showing us right here, right behind us.
The spirit of it is just so great because we've had cheer in here with us one night, and there were 40 of those. Yeah. We had the nationally ranked Rebel Review that were in here as well. 16 of those ladies on there, and I don't know how many of them are a part of what's going on.
When I walked in, they're all playing, so all the girls that we've spoken to are all back here playing.
Look, and if there's a chance, we'll get some of them out on the show tonight too and visit with them about what all goes into it. But I want to look at so that game, and we'll get back to the homecoming side of it in just a minute. But that game was one that you needed to not look over because you've got homecoming, you've got the distractions coming up, you've got the last half of the season that you're looking at of the regular season, mind you, on there. You guys are ranked near the top of the power rankings as well on there. So staying focused with a game that you're supposed to go out and win like that, sometimes you see teams struggle. You guys didn't at all.
Yeah, that's certainly a challenge, making sure that the team showed up to play and all year they've done that, and we weren't overlooking rain, to say I was surprised the way we did it, I would say a little bit, to be truthful with you. I thought that their offense, up to this point on film was really looking good, with their wing tee and their bug sweeps. And, a lot of it just kind of – I think those guys weren't really necessarily looking forward to playing. And it was pretty apparent from the jump that, we were kind of the better football team. No disrespect there. But our kids love playing. Our kids love playing for each other. It's not about us. It's about, our whole together movement and our mantra.
Yes.
And I tell them, they get to play football, and they have such a small window of getting to play this game that you can't waste to play a game. You can't view it as that. You got to go out there and have fun and play, and we certainly did that.
There's a coach that we follow a lot that tells us that you're guaranteed 10 games.
Correct.
And that is it. Nothing else, no matter where you're at, is guaranteed further than that. And it looks like the guys come out with that focus to play the game like that because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've seen teams that were highly favored over teams that they're supposed to beat, and they struggle because they check out.
It happens all the time, in all levels. You look just yesterday in the NFL in the London game, the Jets are over, and the Broncos have been one of the better teams in the NFL. And they squeaked by.
Jet lag got them.
Look at college football last weekend. You had Penn State. But, it happens all the time. And it's a game where you got to show up when you got to play ball.
Boy, and that's brutal because that'll get you fired.
Right,
look at that, James Franklin.
That $49 million buyout. I was joking with the AD today. He said, "Do I have a buyout?" But look, it is what it is.
And let me tell you, if anybody comes to me with that sort of a deal, I've got the Ed Ogeron approach to it. Which door do you want?
Exactly.
You tell me where we're going.
Right.
But they said, look, and this has nothing to do with the show, whatever, but it was pressure from outside sponsors. that are helping do that. Boy, that's a brutal, brutal sport.
Right, absolutely. But, I mean, it happens as part of the game. But, again, you got 10 of them, and you can't overlook anybody. And I tell our kids, again, we got to be at our best in November and December. And if we're not taking the game like this in week 6 seriously, then we're not going to get there, and our goals aren't going to be met or reached, So
focus are the top 4 things I've got to think about when you're going through a stretch like this, because you guys are making it look easy right now. But it's from the execution that has been put in all this time, the senior leadership, the younger guys playing. Talk to me about how it is that you keep them so focused.
Well, I mean, again, those kids play for one another. The senior class, there's 30 of them, but they're all really close friends, and they don't want to let one another down. And again, we got to be at our best, next month and into December. So we can't afford to waste a day, waste a rep. So I think those kids are really bought in and believing in what we're preaching, and they're living it out, and it's showing on the field.
Well, we're going to step away, put that game behind us, too. We've got a lot to talk about as it comes to the things that are going on around campus with homecoming. We're going to look back at some of the homecoming memories that you have as a student here. We've also got our Southern Air of Acadiana cool play of the game with a little tweak to it. Right. We've got our Beal and Hebert player of the game. We're going to award this game ball that we have here. We're going to take care of giving that out tonight. Haven't fumbled that in 3 weeks. And of course, we have our lineman of the week, and we're going to talk about all of that. Going to take a quick break is all we're going to do, because we're going to spend the bulk of our evening out here. But we do want to step away just for a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Michael Courville Show on location here from the campus of Turley's Catholic in Lafayette on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-33.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us.
And we are back. Big things going on behind us. We just missed a big play over there. My goodness, Coach. Does it get that loud in here on Friday nights?
Yeah, that was Ava Hebert. We had her on the show.
One of the, yeah.
Price, so she was showing our best AJ Price impersonation there.
Well, who's teaching who, though? I mean, because did you say AJ got a little better this year? So that might be, I don't know.
We need to look into.
Coach Bart Vitt joins us here. A big part of that defensive effort that was put in. And, Coach, a little bit off the air, we talked about it, but there were 2 or 3 things that stood out to me. The tenacity of the guys starting out and the resiliency all through every wave that come in. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we preach every week, that everybody's got to be ready to go at any moment. And,
like I was telling you off the air there, I was proud of the starters, obviously, but what they did, they came in focused and did what they did. But every line that came in after them, the next group of guys and the group after that, they upheld their end of the bargain, too. They went out there and they executed at a high level, lining up correctly. And that's most of the battle on defense is just alignment and assignment. And, knowing what to do, it shows that they were paying attention throughout the week. And that makes you as proud as you can be as a coach.
And look, and when you guys go back and watch the film afterwards, too, because from the game side of it, you're just looking there. You may see one or two, but you go back and look at the film. I went back and looked at the game, too. It was just solid the entire way.
Yes, I mean that's about, we preach, trying to reach perfection as much as possible, even though we know that, perfection is not something you can reach, necessarily. But that was about as close as we can get to it, and I was so proud, like you said, watching the film is to see the starters do what they did, but those next line of guys, to know how they paid attention and they were able to come in and execute at that high level also.
Well, yeah, that's such a good point. And, Coach, those guys that are the second and third wave, with this big senior-laden class, that's the guys you're going to be leaning on and depending on to have that kind of effort next couple of seasons.
Right. You say that, and we also some of those guys that are on the second group, so to speak, are seniors as well. It's such a strong class.
That's right.
I mentioned Colin. Some of the guys came in and it was plug and play, and then we also had a whole bunch of sophomores, that really flashed as far as Noah Maha, E.J. Granger, some kids that really get in there and playing Aaron Richard. So, yeah, to your point, a lot of kids are getting some, like you always say, some Friday Night Light experience and are executing at a high level. It's something that we're definitely excited about.
Look, I'm the biggest proponent of the only way you can get experience is to get experience.
Right.
And all right, so let's talk about experiences. Both of you have been around the Turlings family forever. I mean, it just is that way. It's homecoming weekend, so that's a special week to you guys on there. Tell me a little bit about some of your memories and experiences through the last 20-plus years.
Well, I haven't been there quite as long, but from my experience, where I grew up at Cecilia, homecoming was special, and then towards the end there, they were starting to have like the homecoming parade and things like that. But over here, it's a little bit of a different level. The word family gets thrown around a lot, and that's the word that could best describe what it is here. And it's homecoming just brings that family together even more.
That's right, and that time takes you back to when you were in high school here, and so you're seeing it from a different level now. What was it like as a student here? What kind of mischief are you having to keep your team from getting into? You say, look, I've been there, done that.
Right. Well, the mischief has certainly increased since my time. It was kind of getting up there, as, a big thing.
So you weren't mischievous. Is that what I'm hearing?
I had a little bit, but not as much as you would think. One thing that happens here, really in the Lafayette area, is kind of a little bit obnoxious, is that the house ruling or toilet paper.
Oh, God, it's terrible.
It's terrible. It's a lot. It's gotten something that's really increased over the years. Something that's keeping us up a little bit. And not we're worried about our house, we're worried about our kids.
That's
but like all my 4 years here as a student were just so fun, invaluable. And the homecoming pep rally is a special night with the homecoming court and the bonfire. It's always awesome. The homecoming mass is special. You get so many former Rebels back, and mass here really is incredible. We have it weekly, and with our students singing, and we have different priests that come and say mass for us. It's just overall just a great week, and Friday nights it's important that we go out there and perform for the crowd.
So what do you do to make sure that the guys keep the main thing? Because there's an opportunity, 6-0, to get your head out of it and to not focus on it.
Yeah, if you find the answer, let me know. But I mean, we're figuring it's a work in progress. We're already one day done in the week, and. Again, with this senior class, they're just so focused and committed to it, and we are 6-0, trying to go 7-0, and they realize that, and we have some big tests ahead of us, and they truly believe that they can't take a week off and rest on our morals. So we have a lot of trust in these kids. They're still kids, they're 14 to 18. But,
right.
I really, in my heart, believe that this football team matters to them, and our performance matters to them, and just a special group of kids.
I'm actually getting it from a little different perspective this year. My daughter is a freshman here, so now I'm getting it from the parent side and getting to experience homecoming that way, which is totally different than it was the years before.
Right.
Look, and these kids come up with just more and more things. I think when my two were in high school, and they've been out for a little while now, we woke up that morning and there were forks. Yeah. Hundreds of forks in there, and that's not as bad as the newspaper garbage. Yeah. And I don't want to give secrets out to anything, but thankfully it didn't rain on a time like that. But forks,
no, these kids
all
are
in
crazy.
the yard.
They'll just throw trash. They'll saran wrap your vehicles. I mean, we warn the kids if you're gonna go out there and do it, have some decency and just do toilet paper, But kids are a little different nowadays, and you got to be careful what you say. But
look, there was no questioning which houses I did because the toilet paper didn't get too far up in the tree because I was throwing from so low down there. Anyway, if I can't make a short joke about myself, what good is it? All right, so you've got the parade coming up Thursday.
Yeah, we don't necessarily have a full parade. Something that's actually in discussion. It's just with our location of the school, it's a little tough to get an actual, parade route, so to speak. But we have a big bonfire.
Right.
We're going to have 2 bands performing. We got something called Rebel Palooza. Going to have like different food trucks and stuff. It really is a fun event for all the whole family.
And where do y'all have that at?
That's going to be here. We'll have some in the stadium, and then kind of towards St. Genevieve. We have 7 acres. So
I saw. Yeah.
Affectionately known as 7 acres. They'll kind of be located there.
That's great. Where'd y'all come up with that?
I don't know. Right?
That's good stuff. So how has practice been? We talked a little bit about it. Day 1 today, just a Monday. You have to get and look. The focus is you got some coaches out there. You've got referees out there. You've got all of that.
Right.
Look, that's got to be tough.
Yeah. I thought today was a pretty good Monday. I think Mondays in general in high school are challenging. You have kids, just coming off the weekend. Sometimes can be a little lackadaisical. It's a heavy install day, so there's a lot of mental things. But I thought today, I thought today was one of our better Mondays.
Yeah.
This weather is certainly helping. It certainly feels like fall finally. But I think the kids are locked in. I think they really saw Chew again on Friday. What we're really capable of doing, and we do. I think now they believe that we are a special team. So. They treat practice as something that is important, but today they showcase that.
Let's jump back into that game real quick because there was such a key moment in the first drive of the game. It's 4th and 1 on the 18, and you got to be thinking in your mind, okay, they're going to try to draw us off sides or get a timeout. Take me through that little bit of a set.
Well, the kids did an excellent job of recognizing, we had seen on film when they brought in the Wildcat quarterback, we kind of knew what to expect at that point, we're all yelling from the sideline, obviously, like you said, to watch for they're trying to draw us off sides and maybe just, get a cheap one or whatnot, but they were locked in, they lined up, and when the ball was snapped, they executed like we did in practice all week, and, we got the stop and I think set the tone from that point on,
Look, there's no doubt about it because as I look through the entire evening on their stops are made in the backfield. And look, there's something to be said about being in position to make the play, but these guys were open field tackles, and they were making the play. Nobody was slipping out of any tackles.
No, over the past couple of weeks, we really stepped up our game. I don't want to jinx us, but, we've been tackling at a high level, and even our misses have been good misses, and we tell them that, if you're going to miss, miss going full speed because, you got to expect the guy coming behind you, to clean it up for you. So, and that's been huge the last couple of weeks. Is they're not having there's no fear of missing a tackle anymore. I think we were kind of fearing missing a tackle earlier in the year, and now they're trusting in one another and knowing that if I don't get it, the next guy's coming in to clean it up.
And look, that's such a valuable point because you talk about your top 11 or your 22 starters that are on there too. You guys go way deeper than 22. I mean, you've got 11, 13, 14, 15 on offense and defense on there.
And then you add in special teams where some people don't consider that, but I mean, some of the kids, they really own their role as far as being on kickoff or on punt or wherever the case may be, punt return. But we're very fortunate to have quite a few good football players. I think it's kind of unique in the high school setting, that we have a lot of kids that can really go out there and play, and a lot of young kids that contribute in a variety of ways. And, we're not pigeonholed to 11 here, whatever, or, like for Rain, they had quite a few kids going both ways. We're fortunate to have, a large number of quality football players in the high school level, and it's certainly something that really helps us succeed on Friday nights.
Look, indeed it has. Coach, great visiting with you as well. Great week of practice, too. I know we got a big one this weekend coming up, so it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you for stopping in and visiting. Great job defensively, man.
Thank you.
I said, look, the game ball's got to go to Coach Vitt. He's like, no, we're not doing it.
It's a kid show. It's for the kids. He deserves it, and he knows that.
No, the kids deserve it all.
Here's what I like the most, too, is that and you hear this such an overused cliche, but cliches are only cliches because it's what it is.
Right.
They bought in.
Yeah.
And what you're telling them, they're not going, I don't know if that's right or not. They're trusting the process and going and taking care of business.
No, they really are, and that's like I said, you can't be more proud than when that happens, and you see that happening, and you hear them talk about it. You know, they got this to be able to talk it out loud, and you watch from week to week, and they're all saying the same message, and that makes me so proud as a coach. I know it makes Mikey proud too. You know, when we watch it and we talk about it amongst us. You know, we're not sitting there telling them what to say. They're going out and they're repeating what has been said over and over, and they're believing in it. And then they're going out and they're showcasing, and then they're proving it, you know. And nothing, it breeds confidence in them. So it just gets bigger and bigger. So that I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks and seeing how much and how bigger it can get for them.
Look, I love it. And that's one of the questions that we have for you. You know, you try to get a little bit better, 1% better each week on there, too. No points allowed and 27 yards of total offense on you. You got to improve on that next week.
Yeah,
so
no,
there's your job.
Saturday we told them, you know, we got into the room and we said, you know, guys, the standard is the standard. You know, we're not going down. You know, it's got to keep climbing each week. So next week, you know, we got to step it up even more. You know, and you know that's a good burden to have. You know.
Look, I love it.
To be able to play at that high of a level and expect it to be higher the next week. You know, not to let it down.
Complacency is a killer.
It is.
You know, Doug, I think, too, something that my dad taught me way back, you know, that kids kind of take the personality of their coordinator, and I definitely see with our defensive unit, Coach Bart's seriousness and his attention to detail and his fire. Those kids live it, you know, and I think the biggest compliment that you can get as a coach is to say that, you know, your team plays hard and our kids play hard. I mean, on both sides of the football, but defensively they've really stepped up and played the game with the passion that we love to see.
They play with a controlled fire, play to the echo of the whistle, but you don't see things out of bounds after plays, and you don't see undisciplined play. And I think that's a testament to the work that you're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the greatest compliment ever, as like Mike was saying, as a coach, to see kids do. You know, we preach and to go out and execute each week the way we want them to execute.
Well, Coach, great job this weekend. That one's behind us, and we're looking ahead. Got a big stretch run coming up too.
Salt to North Vermilion.
There you go. Thank you, Coach. Guys, we will be back. We are going to still, and it seemed like we talked about this the last time. We're going to have our lineman of the week. We're going to have our Beal and Hebert game ball player of the game. We're going to do that, and then we'll have our Southern Air cool play of the game. You want to know what I'm talking about? Stick around. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Michael Courville Show live from the campus right here on 446 Sports.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turling's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back here on campus. It is the Michael Courville Show, the Powder Puff Tournament going on behind us over there. They're rocking my new Rebels hat. How about that?
Yeah, I know you've been asking for it, and and I haven't brought the helmet, but we have the whole field today, so
Look,
I figured that was a good trade-off.
Look, this is so I'm visioning a post-game show down here is what we need to do, Coach. If we
Nick,
just
I'm looking at Nick, man. That will require you to come down here for our Friday night.
Look,
man. I've been asking all summer.
This is great.
All year.
I love this. This is such a great atmosphere.
We have a great place. We really do have a phenomenal stadium. It's a great environment. The fans have been awesome through our home games so far, and our away games as well. But we really have something special here on campus.
All right. Well, somebody special that's with us here too, and I promised that I would take. Well, he was not near last time. He was real quiet when he was on the show.
No, Thomas was good.
And now he's giving. No, he was great. He was great. That's my buddy there. All right. So go ahead. I told you I'd start you off easy. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Lucas Guillory. I'm a junior, class of 27, and I play the D-line.
See there? That's perfect. That's beautiful.
Right,
now,
Luke.
if we just stop with the questions now, it'll be okay, huh?
Yeah.
Now, we'll be fine. Take me to look. You guys put on a dominant performance Friday night. Tell me about that.
I think it was really just a team effort of everyone being locked in before the game and nobody taking any plays off. And we always had the pressure on at practice. We had a lot of situational stuff that week.
Good.
And we just never let our foot off the gas.
Look, we had Coach Bart on here with us, too, and he brought up the point about it didn't matter who was in there, that everybody was playing at the same intensity level on there. What do you see out of your defense that makes it that special?
I think everybody just they want to win for each other, and it's not an individual effort, but we all get each other better at practice every week, and we want to see each other succeed.
How much better are you guys getting going against that group of ones across the line from you?
It's crazy to see it because you'll be ready for anybody when you face people like that every day.
Coach, answering the questions all the right way. I mean, everybody that we have on the show just has that same mindset, so it's not something that they've practiced or rehearsed or canned. I mean, it's the genuine mindset here.
Yeah, as I guess I said before, we do have good buy-in with our team, and they listen and they apply, what we try to teach them and what our program to be focused on and based off of. So hearing them say it again, it makes us happy and proud. But that it shows that we're doing our job and that the kids appreciate it and do take it to heart. What we teach them.
Look, homecoming week is a special week, and this is you're a junior here, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about some of your experiences there in these homecoming games and just your thoughts on homecoming week here at TC.
I think it's just full of activities and everybody's just having a great time. But everyone also takes practice seriously, knowing that no matter who we play, everybody could be dangerous at this time in the season.
Look, you're 100% right, and that's one of the things that we talked about with Coach Bart and Coach Mikey here, is that you guys have not let up at all, and that the very first play was played the same way as the last play. And I'll push that all the way back to week 1 in the games there, your Notre Dame games, all of the games that you've had in between. There's been that intensity every second of the game.
Yes, sir. I believe that if we play the same all the time, then we'll be very consistent and we'll never have a slip up if we're always playing with the same intensity.
You were on the team last year, of course.
Sure.
The guys that went 9-1 in district play too. What is it about these teams that you grow up in this Lafayette area, and so a lot of the guys that you're playing against. Does that make Friday nights any different because you know these guys that you're going up against?
I feel like it makes me just strive a little bit harder to be the best I can be, just to go home that night and be like, hey, what happened out there, dude?
Look, social media and knowing each other. They're going to take that one to the house. Oh, nope, looks like they were down ahead of time. All right. They threw it there? Look, Coach, I'm telling you, if Munoz slacks a little bit, there's some.
Well, like I said, historically our female sports are a little bit better than our males. So, it's hard. I'm kind of seeing a little bit from the camera behind us, while Lucas talking.
But this guy, he's one of those. He says, Coach, that's some 7v7 here. He said that's the stuff that y'all do in the summer, right?
Point.
He said that's not football, huh?
That's not the fun stuff.
See, Lucas is also a really good wrestler too. So Lucas is constantly, pushing himself physically and good. And you say you use the term fight. We didn't try to say a little one-on-one confrontation. So this stuff's not his deal.
All right. So here's something, and I hear about this wrestling program here, and kudos to you guys. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to see some of it myself, but I don't understand the wrestling. I've not followed it much. So here's what I need you to do. What's probably your go-to move? And don't tell me, Coach. Would you let me show you one of the? How did you know that's where?
Because I know you. I've got to know you.
I just want to see what do you think your go-to move is?
Probably a double leg. It's just kind of like a football tackle, pretty much.
Let's see it, Coach. Would you?
Yeah, you want to do it. You do say.
I do. I just know. I just.
No, Lucas, he's really on here, too, because all week he did a phenomenal.
See how he got away from that quickly? All right.
He did a phenomenal job of actually being quick and nimble and stopping a screen play. The very first play of defense, he almost one-hand picks a play, that he did all week in practice, so it was great. And I showed it to the team Saturday morning, like, hey, he did this all week in practice. He stuffed this play, and then when the lights came on Friday, he executed it perfectly. And then Lucas was a big reason on that fourth down that we mentioned, the first that he stopped him. So Lucas came to play Friday night, and we're certainly proud of him, and to keep getting better and better as the season progresses.
That's such a huge point. It's 4th and 1, and they're on their own 17, 18-yard line on there. And you go out there, and my first thoughts when I'm seeing is, okay, they're going to try to draw them off. They're going to call timeout and kick it away. But they didn't, and you guys were ready for it. I mean, you were amped up. It's like, really? This is what we're doing? And you just took advantage. You took care of it.
I think we kind of took it as, like, disrespect that they really thought they could get that first down on us.
And they didn't.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, kudos to such a tremendous night. And it's the work that you guys have been putting in at practice. It's the work that you guys have put in the film room and watching all of that and listening and doing. And I'm looking forward to a tremendous rest of the season. Congratulations, our lineman of the week.
Yes,
so
sir.
great
Thank
job.
you very much.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
We still have time before the break to that double leg you said was.
Oh, dude, knock it off.
Anyway, we'll be back right after this.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana. Let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turlings Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back. It is the Michael Courville Show here at, gosh, dog is loud when it's on, isn't it? We're here at the Michael Courville Show on campus, and we told you that the Powder Puff game and tournament was going on, and we actually had to grab one of the officials out of here, too.
Yeah, our senior Mike Backer is the back judge for this game right here, but wanted to get to the game ball. If I'm going too fast.
No, absolutely. Okay. No, let's introduce him first. Let's get him on there. Jackson Broussard. You saw him. Everybody here knows who he is. He was on one of our graphics that we had on there too, and is one of the leaders of the defense out there. So first and foremost, congratulations on a tremendous performance, not only this week but all season long.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Look, you guys were just played pretty spirited on there, and it seems to me that everybody is content in doing what their job is, and you're not having to worry about the Sam linebacker. You're not having to worry about a D end or anybody else. You worry about you.
Yes, sir. We're very sound, in my opinion, in every position.
Look, the enthusiasm of Coach Bart, how does that trickle down to you guys?
I mean, you look at like Rain, like he's preparing us, and he's trying to get us motivated like through any source. He'll read the paper, and whatever the paper says, that motivates him to motivate us. And so if there's ever a day where we're lacking any motivation, he brings it.
Look, that's such an interesting thing, because there might be a level of disrespect around the area for you guys, but I've not shown, from anybody in here, I've not shown where that affects any of you at all.
It's just not something we really buy into, and some people might read it, but it's not for me.
They told you a long time ago, a lot of folks have said, don't read the good stuff, don't read the bad stuff, don't do anything at all, and just take care of business. And Coach, this defensive unit led by Jackson Broussard is doing just that.
Yeah, they're showing up to play. They're getting better and better. I just, in typical fashion, the offensive players typically get more of the shine as far as the media. And, I told the kids going back to last week, back to the Como Hotel, back to having a phenomenal year that we only had about 70 yards, and a lot of that was with our, reserve players, and that was their chance to kind of get, seen, so to speak, or spoken about on a positive level. But those kids just showed up to play from the jump last week, and when you and I were talking, there was not one kid, so to speak, that deserved the game ball. Maybe Coach Bart deserved it, but you look at all the kids up front, from Lucas that we spoke about, and Jack, and Fruge is a phenomenal talent. And you look at Jackson, he's done a great job, and he's been consistent week in and week out. Look at our team in tackles as far as Jackson. Carter Maha's having a great year. Seth Miller's really turning it on as of late. Carter Deculus, all the kids. So we give out helmet stickers. Some of you got to really earn, and all 11 starters received one today, and that's a pretty high honor.
Have you seen that before, where all 11 on the defense get a sticker?
I think this is the first time. I mean, Coach Mike even know more, but
definitely the first. That we're starting, but definitely the first time. And those kids really. I can't speak any better than how they played Friday night and how they've been playing really all season. We've had a couple miscues as far as long, explosive plays.
Right.
When we've had to make teams have a true drive, a true series, we've been pretty dang good.
So I'll tell you both, and I'll give you my thoughts on this, on everybody getting a sticker and a whole. So the entire defense, and I wanted to find just one reason that I was like, no, Coach, I think it should be this, and I couldn't.
Doug, I went back on Saturday night and tried to work on. I was looking at the stat sheet, and I'm like, there's no way. But then I go look. When they had 33 plays, I mean, our kids just they didn't give an inch, and it wasn't like it wasn't just. I mean, it was Jackson flying around making plays, but it was all 11 kids, and I'm with you on that, and I don't like being them, but those. I mean, there was no one kid that stood out. They all played at an extremely high level, and I felt it was necessary and right.
It's 100%. And look, and I told you, I'm the biggest advocate of no, I'm not going to do that, because next we're giving participation ribbons and everybody that did, and I don't do that. But you guys performed as one unit. It wasn't Jackson individual. It wasn't anybody. It wasn't anybody individual. It was the TC defense that was on display. And so, dadgummit, you get to be. You're the one that's going to pick it up. It's for your entire defense.
Yes,
Congratulations!
Thank you.
This Turling's defense is our Beal and Hebert player of the game. Way to go, man! Yeah.
Thank you.
Look, I wanted to call you up and say no. We're not. Let's not do that.
Right.
I'm all in.
You know, and Jackson's the recipient because he is the leader. He is, the quarterback, so to speak, of the defense. But he's one that's not. He's not gonna keep that in his truck. I mean, that's gonna be in the locker room for all the guys. And, it's just we got something special going, and I'm really proud of all 11, and really Jackson in particular, of being the guy that's been the rock of our defense, and somebody as
no
the
doubt
head coach that I can count on.
Look, I was thinking about holding on to it, but the way they take the ball away from people, I knew I wouldn't have it very long. Jackson Broussard, congratulations on the way your defense worked. Looking forward to another big one. I know you got a lot of work to finish up, so we'll let you go out and do that.
Yes, sir.
But thanks for stopping by, and congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
Jackson Broussard joining us on here. And, look, Coach, anybody that knows what we talked about, you can go back to them. Okay. You can do your thing. You want to leave that here?
Yes, sir.
Because they'll start throwing it on there. You can come back, and we'll grab a picture when we're done, too. Coach, again, you'll know me. I don't like it, but this defense, you couldn't pick one person out that was out shining or out hustling or out doing anything on there. So I agree with that. Well, that moves us to our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, and we've alluded a little bit through the night about it might not be the cool play of the game. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, technically it's two cool plays, so to speak. I thought this was, if I asked you if we could have maybe a cool moment of the game. And, I think it's just pretty rare, man, at least here, but we had two brothers as far as Quinn Seymour and Victor Seymour, both catch touchdowns Friday night. And I don't know how often this happened, in general, let alone in our program. I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty special. You have a senior and a sophomore, older brother, younger brother, both getting the end zone. And, what a night for the Seymour family,
Well, look, I'm going to tell you, from a dad's perspective, it's phenomenal. There was both my boys in a high school basketball game made 3-pointers, one assisted to the other. Right. And it's a special moment on there to be able to enjoy that. And that's something that they'll keep with them forever. It certainly will be up on YouTube forever. They'll have that with them too. But I agree with you that we'll name it our Southern Air Cool Moment of the game, because when all of this is gone, they're kids, and that's the important thing about it. Man, that's just special.
Yes, and I couldn't think of it. I was driving. We left here Saturday from our work, and I kind of paused, and I was like, man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
For Mr. David to see both his boys catch passes, get in the end zone, and it just doesn't happen. Unless you have certain situations where you have two dominant brothers, but Victor's the reserve receiver. He's played a little bit on special teams, but to him to get his chance, and he just called a simple hitch and made a heck of a play, So I just think it's incredible for both of his boys to get in the end zone.
Look, that's great. I am absolutely all in. Going to take our final break of the evening. When we come back, where's your daughter? Is she?
So Miss Amelia, poor thing, she's been sick all weekend. It's been a very rough weekend.
I gotcha.
At the Courville household. She's here in spirit, but I won't get into details because
you did prior to the game, to the show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. We'll have our final segment, I think, and we'll do it here. But it has been a great time out here. The lights are starting to take over out here, and you see the powder puff action going on behind us. Don't go anywhere. We will be back for the final segment of the Michael Courville Show, live from Turling's Catholic, right here on 446 Sports.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or
back here to the campus at Turlings Catholic High School, and not at Pizza Village tonight, but we passed it coming in, so it's very close without a doubt. But speaking of close, this family here is very close, and homecoming special to you, Coach. And you've got a rare thing that happened in your household growing up.
Yeah, so you mentioned homecoming. We're actually, with it being the 70th year, we're having all prior homecoming queens back on campus before the game to be recognized. And I think my mom was homecoming queen, 76 or 77, I can't quite remember. And also my sister for the fall of '05. And then obviously I am a failure. I was not homecoming queen here. I think I was first runner-up for prom king. But
you probably
probably
got Mr. Congeniality. I don't know.
Yeah, but I was a little bit of a disappointment to the family here at Turlings, but that's okay.
Look, I told you in my wisdom and my time that we've known each other, I'm going to leave all jokes that I would have taken earlier in the season and just let them go.
Yeah.
And that's
what
that's
we're getting better with this.
That's one of them.
446 Charlotte football marriage is improving.
It's going to get there. Look, you look around, and as I said it on the campus, of course, the school is behind us. The baseball field and the softball field. We passed the baseball field coming in, softball and all of that.
Right.
Man, it's just such a great history. The multi-purpose facility that holds a lot of trophies and some different things. The dance building, I think, is down here. There's just a lot of, just pageantry and history involved with Turlings.
We have a lot of things, like I said, on campus. This stadium, we actually started playing it in 2012. Our first game actually was against your Ash Trojans. Back in the day, I played in that game. But, we have baseball, softball.
I know
there.
who won that game, too.
That's
I know. You
ago.
weren't bringing that up.
I'm just saying, it's on campus.
Right, that's right.
On you.
That's right.
We have wrestling matches in the multi-purpose. Really, it kind of known as the wrestling room. Our gym's been here. It's kind of a topic of discussion. We do need to improve our gym size. Our school's grown so much,
Right.
And we started out as a 1A, 2A school. Even in the 90s, we were 2A. And it became a 4A school. Mid-2000s, maybe the 07 range, So we've grown leaps and bounds in the school and in our 70 years. And we have top-notch athletic facilities here on campus. We played at Clark Field in Lafayette for years and years. And like I said, in 12, we actually started playing here. And now it's kind of really, I think it's hard to find. That obviously have some schools with better facilities, but there's not that many.
Look, I love because we've seen some stadiums that are bigger than this that'll hold. But you look in, and there's something about the closeness and the intimacy of this stadium that builds into that together mantra that you have, because everybody here, they are that way, and everybody's close, and you're close to the field. You might be too close sometimes. You make a bad call.
Right.
You might be able to hear a little bit of it, but no, it's just when you walk onto the campus, immediately there's a smile that's there in the office. As you're walking through. The first person we met when we got here was Coach Bart, and didn't know us from Adam on there, but we were welcomed right away. And so it's that kind of hospitality and spirit that I think makes TC so special.
Yeah, it's just a great place to be. It's full of great people. We have a great environment, a great spirit about us. You mentioned the closeness of the field. That's pretty cool. We have all of our families, our coaches' families in the end zone and administration. After the game, the kids will line up from the student section, come all the way down. They'll shake everyone's hand, and then we have like a little courtyard area here. All the kids are allowed to go in after, we do our post-game talk. And, I have to shoo them out. I have to blow a whistle to get the kids out of here. The families are here. It's just a great place to be. It's a happy place, happy environment, and very fortunate to be back home.
Look, this has been a lot of fun this season, and I know just a third of the way through it, and we've got a lot of football to go on here too. Haven't had a chance to really talk about North Vermilion coming up on there too, but you got to look at everybody that's on here. So what do you see out of North Vermilion that you're facing on Friday?
you know, 11 million, you know, they don't have a winner in the season, but they fight and they play every snap. There's no quit in that team, in that program. You see them on film. There's a lot of excitement. The kids play with a lot of passion. And, you know, you come out here and you're a little timid or you're a little kind of lackadaisical, they're going to make you pay and they're going to punch you in the mouth. So certainly something that we haven't done as far as this season has come out flat, but we cannot on Friday night if we want to be successful.
Look, it's just it's a perfect storm that brews. A team that hasn't won a game, their season could be made for giving you your first defeat and on homecoming on there too. So you've got to go out and start fast. And any indication, you guys have done that so well in the last few weeks. This group, it's not like it's freshmen and sophomore. Don't get me wrong, they still can all contribute, but this senior group is just different this year.
It's just different, you know. Going back to the number million for a second, I have a lot of respect for Coach Rod Moy.
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
Their head coach. You know, he's a phenomenal guy, phenomenal coach, and he's going to get that ship right, you know. But going back to our seniors, man, it's just I use the term special. I don't know the way to describe it. It's just an awesome group of kids. They've been raised the right way. They respect us. They do what we ask them to do, and then they're really good football players. You know, it's just something that's unique and. You know,
you look on the screen of what they're seeing back there now too. How cool that is.
Having fun, just an awesome group of kids, and it's just you know, obviously it's my first year as a head coach. Hopefully, I'm doing this for a long time, but I can guarantee you, Doug, that I'll never forget this group of kids.
Look, they're special need. Are they through back there, Nick, or are they just taking a?
I think from what I heard, they might have been announcing the homecoming court and.
Okay, well, there they go, back to it then.
They're here to play.
Yeah, then let them go. They don't have time for a stinking coaches show. I know. I mean, you know what I mean.
Especially me.
You know
I'm
what
mad at it.
Look, we will be back next Monday at Pizza Village on Mall Street at 6:30 to 7:30. Back in our regular slot on there, Coach. I know you guys are excited about the bonfire that's coming up and about all of the things this week, but more excited about getting ready to attempt to go 7-0 as North Vermilion comes in.
You know, I'm just excited to see the kids go out there and play, man.
Right.
It's been a fun year. You know, we've had some closer games. Obviously, the Notre Dame game was a thriller. But it's just fun to see him go out there and compete. It's fun to see Coach Bart work. It's awesome seeing Coach Mike. You know, he's in the press box calling his game. It's just it's a lot of fun, you know. And winning's fun, and that plays a big part in it. But just seeing the kids' passion and their intensity and then their love for each other, their love for our program is just it's just a phenomenal feeling.
Well, there you have it, Coach. We appreciate you inviting us out on campus tonight. This has certainly been a lot of fun, without a doubt. We're going to stick around and watch a little bit more of that on there, but that's going to wrap up the show. Guys, don't forget, as always, we tell you, don't watch the game Friday night here. Come out to the campus and watch it. It's going to be an electric crowd out there. It's homecoming 2025, and your Turlings Catholic Rebels look to go to 7-0, and I think they're going to be on their way to it. So, Coach, tremendous week. We'll see you next week. Guys, don't go anywhere. Actually, you can go somewhere now because we're out of here. Be safe, and we will see you. From my man Nick Magnano, head coach Mikey Courville, I am Doug Gann. God bless.